Here's a story we like to tell in medicine. The surgeon stands over the bleeding field. The team is silent, time slows, everyone waits for the hero to save the day. And sometimes they do, but I don't believe in that story anymore. Not because I've lost faith in surgery, but because I've seen what it really costs. Let's talk about surgical heroism. It's a phrase we whisper with pride. The 12-hour case no one else would take, the last-stitch craniotomy on a dying patient, the midnight trauma, where the neurosurgeon walks into the chaos and brings order. We revere these moments. They are romanticized in TV shows, in movies. We train for them. We glorify them. But here's the question I've been asking. At what point does heroism become hubris? At what point does doing everything means actually doing too much? Let's be clear. This isn't a critique of boldness or courage or technical mastery. It's a reckoning. Because I've seen what happens on the other side of that heroic save. The patient who survives, but never wakes. The family who thanks you with tears, they're so happy that everything is now behind, not knowing their loved one will never speak again. Let's talk about the patients we keep alive with machines simply because we can. Let me tell you about a case. It's anonymized, but it's real. It's a 58-year-old man. He was a father of 3. He had a massive subarachnoid hemorrhage. GSS3, non-reactive pupils, no brainstem reflexes, but he was young, no comorbidities. The CT looked, well, survivable. So the team took him. Aggressive clipping, ICP monitoring, hyperosmolar therapy, like the full protocol, surgical heroism in action. He lived, but he never woke up. And the family? They visited him every day. They sang to him. They held his hand. They waited for a miracle that never actually came for probably 2 years. We know this isn't rare. In 2021, study in JAMA surgery found that among critically ill patients who underwent high-risk emergency surgery, over 40% either died or were left with severe functional impairments within 1 year. And yet, surgical intervention was pursued in 92% of cases, even when the prognosis was grim. You'll ask me why. Because we think, maybe I can save them. Maybe I'll be the exception. Maybe the patient is an exception. Maybe this one will walk again. Maybe. But rarely. The thing is that we are trained to act, to fix, to cut. The worst thing that you can be called as a surgeon is hesitant. But here's the twist. Sometimes the most heroic thing you can actually do is nothing. It's simply to walk away, to say no, to protect the patient not from death, but from a life they wouldn't want. Medical innovations are not done in the safe zone, right? In neurosurgery, the line between hero and harm is very, very thin. We operate millimeters from identity, memory, speech, the agency. Take the decompressive craniotomy debate. In the DECRA and RESCUEicp trials, patients with traumatic brain injury who underwent decompression often survived, but with profound disability. In RESCUEicp, 55% of patients in the surgical group were left with severe disability, compared to 48% in the medical management group. The question is that survival worth celebrating? Should we be proud of a save that preserves cardiac output but not the personhood? These are not just data points, these are lives and fates. I used to think I wanted to be the surgeon who never gives up, like the one who would cut through the night to save the life, to save one more brain, to be the hero. I still believe in that fire. I have that fire. But I've also sat at the bedside of the patients we saved, whose lives were reduced to ventilators and feeding tubes. And I saw the guilt of doing too much, of meaning actually well, but causing harm. Not intentionally, but still. And maybe that's the point. We don't need to stop being brave. We just need to be brave enough to ask, is this the right fight? And should I take it? The Greeks had a word for this, hubris, excessive pride, which means trying to play God, and they paired it with nemesis, the inevitable consequence. In modern surgery, nemesis is the patient who survives the table but loses their self. The outcome we never put in PowerPoint slides and present at the conferences. We celebrate the miracle saves, but how many miracle devastations have we also caused and actually never told? I'm not saying stop operating. I'm saying start reflecting. Surgical heroism can be a beautiful thing, and it is, but only when it's guided by wisdom, not ego, by the patient's value, not our fear of failure. And maybe the real heroism is in knowing when to stop, or like never to start, or never to start actually. So next time you're in that OR, ask not just can I do this, but also should I? That's the kind of hero actually we need now. See you next time.